Hello, you amazing, beautiful people, and welcome back to another Friday Taylor Swift reaction video. I read the comment section on my last Friday reaction, and the #1 most upvoted comment that you all wanted to see me react to next was this one right here, Taylor Swift's Lover's Lounge. So, of course, the unblurred reaction will be available on Patreon. If you're watching this on Patreon, hello! Don't forget to press the like button on Patreon too. And if you're watching this on YouTube and you want to watch it on Patreon, Patreon is $1 a month. Gives you access to everything on Patreon, including DMs and all sorts of stuff, and link to it is, of course, in the description. But for now, I'm super excited to check this one out. Why? Because I don't know anything about it. I've literally been told nothing. The only thing I know is you guys voted for me to react to it next. So we're going to split it into 2 parts because it's quite long. It's like 35 minutes long. We'll split it into 2 parts. I think there's actually like a middle part where you can stop it. So we're going to do that. Please like the video if you want more Taylor Swift reactions. Please subscribe to the channel as well. And let's jump into my first time ever reaction to the famous Taylor Swift's Lover's Lounge. This was a YouTube original.
Well, hello. So here we are. We are in the Lover's Lounge, which is our little secret lair.
Do you know what I found out? You can move subtitles, so I'm going to move these down here so they're not like right in the way of her head for some reason. There we go. Also, the crowd's reaction, valid. That's exactly how I would react.
To our pop-up shop in New York. Guys, I just wanted to say, first of all, thank you to everyone who's here.
We'll leave them on for now.
You were each selected from different corners of the internet, and you've kept this very secret so far, which is really wonderful. Thank you to everyone who's watching from all around the world. That's incredible. I really appreciate it. This is so exciting for me because...
Well, not really. This was live streamed, so I don't know if we count. No, do you know what? I wonder if the reason I've missed this is because on Taylor's channel, it's in her live section. Oh, that's probably why I've never even known it existed.
It's so rare to get to experience the evening of an album.
I'm going to have to turn off the subtitles. They are just terribly placed, all right? I do apologize. I like leaving them on for people who are hard of hearing, but they're just going to block her face for some reason, and they won't let me move them. So I do apologize. I do apologize. Please forgive me.
Release with you guys, because that's my dream. That's how I want to spend it. Live, the release of a brand new music video, and the release of an album. We have so much to
Look at their faces!
There's so much.
Bless them. They all look so young.
There's a lot of information to share. There's, you know, I mean, obviously the album Lover will be released tonight at midnight. It's just a lot of emotions about that. But between now and then, I'm going to be releasing the Lover music video later and telling you all kinds of stuff about it, giving you a lot of behind-the-scenes information about it. The album Lover is something that I'm so proud of because it really feels like such a special album because it's a natural continuation of you know, a story of my life and the way the events in my life have unfolded. My last album, Reputation, I really looked at that album as sort of like, I always do like visuals and aesthetics in my mind of what an album represents. Reputation for me was like cityscape, nighttime, darkness, like full swamp witch. Like,
I love that she just said like words, you know, cityscape, nighttime, darkness, and then was just like, rah, at the end of it.
Darkness, like full swamp witch.
Amazing.
Like, just, you know, but
God, I love the room.
This
it looks
album
so
to me
cozy.
felt aesthetically and...
If you were ever going to have a sleepover, that's the room to do it in. Big time.
From like an energetic perspective, like very daytime, very sunlit fields. And I mean, we've got clusters of pink balloons. I'm sitting on like Dr. Seuss fuzzy, like, it's great. I really just pictured this and wrote music from a perspective of like a much more open, just free.
It's funny how she's talking about Lover like
place.
this.
And I'm so happy.
When looking at the aesthetics, reminds me of the Eras Tour Midnight section, weirdly.
Happy to share that with you soon. There are 18 songs on this album. That's more than I've ever put on an album.
Woo! Yeah, you go, Taylor.
The album packaging is more exciting, I think, this time than anything we've done before. I really think that in the 13th year, I don't know if you guys know this, I have a thing with 13s. Does anyone? It's a very little known fact about me. No one knows it. I'm not obnoxious about it at all. But in the 13th year of my career, I really wanted to do something exciting and retrospective and nostalgic. And what more nostalgia could you possibly hope for than digging up your old journals? And so we have a lot of that to talk about. I want to get into that, but first of all, I just want to say thank you to YouTube. This is so cool that you are doing this for us. Thank you so much.
Shout out YouTube.
Like getting to do this, I did some Q&A stuff with YouTube leading up to the release of the Me music video, and I had so much fun doing that. And when they came to me with this idea, it just felt like such a cool way to get to spend the album release eve together. So I'm so grateful. I can't thank you guys enough.
And it was a live
everyone
stream.
Who designed this set, did this for
Brilliant.
us, and you guys for
love
traveling
this.
from all over the country, all over the world, and you guys
Just
watching.
knocking my headphone, my microphone there. I love that she wanted to celebrate the launch of the album with the Swifties. You know, it's so sweet. It really is, and it's like a live stream event with them. It's awesome.
This is really, I'm very excited. Thank you very much. So I wanted to show you guys some things because we have a lot to talk about. So I'll just like get right into it. We have some like Q&A stuff later. We have a live performance later. We have a special guest later.
A live performance, a special guest.
So much. So I wanted to tell you a bit about the deluxe edition.
It's really fun going into these reactions blind because I don't know what the live performance is and I don't know who the special guest is.
Of this album. I went through my old diaries, which was a wild trip down memory lane, let me just tell you. And I found, so many diary entries that I thought may be relevant to your interests. And I started writing in diaries when I was 13. So these are I picked it up with one hand. These are the 4 deluxe editions of this album, and each one contains 30 pages of my diary entries.
Oh my word.
My life.
Wow.
Because, metaphorically, I've been sharing my diaries with you for years. So
That's
I figured, why not just do
insane.
it, for real, and just take the symbolism out of it, not make it a metaphor anymore, just do it. I was thinking maybe I would read you some of them.
I don't believe this.
1 second.
This is crazy.
Okay, so they're from all different ages in my life. We'll start with August 25th, 2003, 13 years of age. Like this, this one says, I think I might just live through this year. 2 exclamation points. I just hope I can keep up. My locker is 117 and my combination is 35, 9, 27. I love being older. I think my teacher is going to give me a spotlight solo in chorus. This year could be fun. I don't care what people think of me now because I won't let them bring me down.
She is literally a walking movie character, isn't she? She actually is. Her real life embodies the characters that we watch in movies. It's so true. It is. Even what she says and everything like that, you just root for her. You really do. Oh, man. I actually found my old diary years ago. I don't remember when. I might still have it somewhere lurking around. And I read it. I'm going to be honest. Young Luke was an asshole. I hated reading my old diary. I was like, my God, I was such a dick. I was really angry at everyone and everything was really negative. And I was just like, oh my word, this is the worst diary anyone's ever written ever. I was just really mean. I remember moaning about my mum planning a surprise birthday party. And I remember moaning about it. And I was literally reading it going, you ungrateful little shitbag. Angry at past me. So I love that Taylors aren't like that. I wish mine weren't. I'm completely different as an adult to how I was as when I was younger. I imagine a lot of you are. I don't know which way. But yeah, and it was sad. I was so disappointed in younger me. But luckily, as a parent, I can make sure that my kids are raised happy. It's different. Look at her face there.
Ugh. 13. So innocent. This is the next one. This is age 19.
Oh, big jump.
March 17, 2009. I somehow feel like it's my destiny to roll my eyes at happy couples and resent Valentine's Day. I also feel like I'm the girl before the one. I'm not the one. I'm the girl you think is the one for you. And when it doesn't work out with me, you meet the next girl and realize she is the one you're gonna stay with. I might get married, but I think it's ultimately my fate to light candles and pine away and roll my eyes at happy couples and resent Valentine's Day.
I like how
So
it came full
That's
circle
not
there.
embarrassing at all. The next one is just the 13-year-old ones are pretty golden, pretty easy to share. October 5th, 2003, Wyomissing, Pennsylvania. 13 years of age. Hey, I really have decided that school was a big disappointment. It's only cool when you're popular. I'm not. It's cool when you have a boyfriend. It's cool when everybody likes you. I don't have that. But my extracurricular life is what really matters to me. I guess I'm just not good enough for people my own age. Or maybe I'm not bad enough? Peace sign. Okay.
13-year-old Taylor was a vibe, man. She was hilarious. That's so funny. I guess I'm not good enough. Or maybe I'm not bad enough. And then Taylor's villain arc began. So, you know what? It's funny how, clued up she was as a young kid, because she's probably not wrong in saying that.
All right. Okay.
These are amazing, by the way. I didn't expect
This one's just really important moment in my life.
Oh?
October 30th, 2011, age 21. Tonight we played in Memphis. I've had a chest infection for the last few days, so singing has been so hard. Last night my voice kept quitting on me, going all raspy or just not being able to reach the high notes. I almost canceled tonight's show,
She's
but
12
I made
then.
it through. I went into a few coughing fits tonight,
2001.
but I sounded better than last night. We've already played 3 shows in Nashville, Knoxville, Louisville, Lexington. We only have 9 shows left on this tour, and I'm ready for a break.
9 shows left on this tour. I swear she said 2001. Am I insane? Let me rewind. How old is she?
So hard. This one.
How old
Okay.
is
This one's just really important moment in my life. October 30th, 2011, age
My dumbass. This guy right here, dumbass. Her 2001, 1 doesn't even sound like 11. And literally, she says the age right now.
21.
Age 21. I heard age 21. I ignored everything before that 1. What a donut, man.
Reach the high
I was
notes.
so confused.
I almost canceled tonight's show, but I made it through. I went into a few coughing fits tonight, but I sounded better than last night. We've already played 3 shows in Nashville, Knoxville, Louisville, Lexington. We only have 9 shows left on this tour, and I'm ready for a break. I've written 2 songs in the last few days. I want to record them so bad, but my voice is shot from being so run down. I'm just so glad I have a few days off. Okay, 2. Guess what I'm doing tomorrow? Getting a kitten. I've wanted a cat for so long, and I'm finally doing it. I love Scottish Folds. I look up internet videos of them. They're so cute, and they love humans. So I'm going to get this little kitten tomorrow morning. I'm naming her Meredith.
Oh, it's Meredith!
Meredith Grey.
The Meredith
Because she's
origin!
gray.
Oh, my God! The Meredith origin story! Oh, my gosh! That is the best! That is actually the best! That is so cool! She has a diary entry where she talked about Meredith. Oh my word. Talking about I'm getting Meredith tomorrow. I'm naming her Meredith Grey because she's grey. I've looked up these cats on YouTube. I've been wanting one for ages. I'm finally doing it. I love that. I love that so much. Oh my God. The fact that she has that written down literally forever to look back on the moment before she got Meredith is so precious and sweet.
My daughter.
Oh, it's the
So
best.
yeah, that was.
That is the best.
Those are just some. I wanted to save some of the ones that I really think that you should read yourself for when you read them yourself. But I thought it might be cool to open up some
My
questions
word,
that
that is
fans have asked. We
amazing.
asked people on YouTube to ask questions, send in questions. So the first question is from Snoop. Thank you, Snoop, for asking a question. What do you like drawing the most is the question. Let me tell you. Stars, hearts.
I love how you can hear the Swifties answer for her. Listen to this. Listen to this.
Stars.
Every fuck's sake.
Hearts. Cats.
Bless her.
That's
such a
my
romantic.
repertoire, pretty much. Flowers sometimes, but there's a lot of doodles in these that I really, really think must be seen for many reasons.
Well, I'm
but
curious.
I'll leave you to decide which of my drawings that are very basic are your favorite.
Masterpieces is what you're
so
saying.
Question number 2 is, which song is closest to your heart?
Ooh, wow.
This is kind of an album where every song on it is really, really, really close to my heart. There's so many that you haven't heard yet that I'm so excited for you to hear. There's one called Cornelia Street that I love. That's just like, there's so many things on this album that I want you to hear, and it's really hard to pick a favorite, but just, you know, they're all close to my heart. It's called Lover. It's like a heart-shaped album. If Lover, this is an amazing question. If Lover, the album, was a Cats character, which one would it be? From Kurt. Whoa. Okay, so I can't really do this without a process of like, okay, the first album.
This is a pretty great question. As someone who has only seen Cats once when I was very young, not the new one with Taylor, the original. I remember first time watching it and it like was trippy as hell because obviously they released the musical on video and my mother had it on VHS. I randomly put it on one day. I don't even know why. I swear it was because it was a 15 and I was like, how's a Cats thing a 15 or something like that? To this day, I still don't know why. But yeah, great question. Very good question. Questions like this will stick in Taylor's
mind as well. I can't really do this without a process
Very
of
well
like,
written.
okay, the first album would be Victoria, the little white cat. Second album, Fearless, would probably be Jemima. Speak Now would be Gus the Theater Cat, because that was a really theater-inspired album. Red would be Bombalurina. 1989 would be the magical Mr. Mistopheles. He has a lot of powers, but he doesn't know how to control them. Reputation would be Grisabella.
As someone who hasn't seen Cats, like I said, the new one, I have no idea who they are. I'm just taking Taylor's word for it. Yeah, I agree, Taylor. Yep. All of these sound good to me.
This one would be Munku Strap. Thank you for these questions. I enjoyed that question more than anyone else.
Let me Google Munku Strap. Munku Strap. Cats. What even? How do you even spell that bloody name? Cats. Munku. Is it M-U? Munku. Munku Strap. Okay. So this is Munku Strap. All right, I should probably put a picture up of Munku Strap. This is Munku Strap. This one right here. Let me see if I like right now. You're probably seeing a picture because I've put a picture up. But right now I'm not looking at this character. This is Lover. Okay, I'm guessing it's more personality based because I'm gonna be honest. Just looking at them, I don't understand. So I'm gonna guess it's the personality.
So we can move on to the next one. What advice would you give to an aspiring singer-songwriter? Wow, yes, it's a live show. What advice would you give to an aspiring singer-songwriter from Kira? I would say try your best to own your own work. It's something that nobody told me about early on. And also, if at all possible, start writing your own songs. Be involved in the creative process, because when you are a writer of your own songs, you own those songs. You control, like, you know, for the rest of your life, if like a movie wants to use your song, if you're the writer, you're the one who can say yes or no to that. So being a writer gives you more of a control of your own legacy. It's also really fun to write songs, and I really suggest it to anyone who wants to be a singer. Try your hand at writing. Just sit down at an instrument, see if you take to it, and if not, just keep trying, because I really just want you guys to be able to tell your own stories. I've found it really helps me. It's like one of the most cathartic, healing, therapeutic things I've ever done. So I just wish that for all of you. And one of the reasons I wanted to do the journals as a part of this album release is I want, you know, if you wanted to write in those journals and write your feelings and thoughts down, it was something that was really helpful for me. So, you know, I just thought I'd say that.
I love when I think, because this question comes up all the time, doesn't it, for anybody who's in any kind of profession. You know, what would you say to someone who wants to be an actor, a singer, a YouTuber? And I always try, like, I always make sure I listen when someone says this, because I always find it curious to see what kind of advice people give when asked this question. You'll always find that there is a remote bit of jealousy in someone if the answer when asked this question is don't. That is when I'm always, like, a bit dubious, you know? When they go, like, what advice would you give someone who wants to be a famous actor? And then the actor goes, don't do it, and everyone laughs. It's like, the whole reason they're saying that is more of like a defense mechanism, I'd say, than anything else. So I always kind of see if people are going to make that joke. And one thing I always value is unique advice. And I feel like that's what Taylor did here. Owning your own music is obviously something that she's learned the hard way, sadly. And writing your own songs, again, if you think about Taylor, where she is now, the position she's in, her advice is more valuable than most people on this entire planet when it comes to music creation. She's learned the hard way on a lot of these things. She knows what she would probably change if she could. So I feel like that advice is invaluable. When people always ask me, like, what advice would you give someone who wants to be a YouTuber? I always say two things. The first is just like a personal bit, which is like, do what you love. You know, get into YouTube for the passion, not the money. I'm a reactioner, you know? I don't make money from reaction videos. Like, the YouTube channel doesn't earn much money, you know? Considering we bring in like 5 million views a month, it earns pittance, you know? But that's because I didn't get into YouTube to earn money. I became a YouTuber because I wanted to explore the world and the cultures in the world. And I'm lucky enough to have an amazing community that's held my hand and guided through me, through all these places. So I always say to people, if you want to be a YouTuber, make sure you pick something you love doing, and then you'll always be genuine and you'll always be honest, and your reactions and your content will always be surrounded by a passion that you have, and people will latch on to that passion. People love it. And then the other thing I always say is, if you do get to a point when you're earning money, the first thing you want to do, get an accountant. That's the number one advice I give to all YouTubers: get an accountant. Get an accountant, because YouTube system is very bizarre, especially if you don't live in America. How it all works is crazy. Get an accountant who specializes as a YouTube accountant, and they will help you. That is I know that one's a bit more practical. That is honestly the best advice I've ever given anyone. And I know other YouTubers who I've given that advice to, and they said that is the best advice they ever got. And I know it sounds simple, but it's very true.
What song was the hardest to write? Elizabeth S. asked. There's a song called Soon You'll Get Better on this album that was really, really hard to write, and it was also just like a family decision whether to even put it on the album. And I think songs like that are really hard for you to write emotionally, maybe they're really hard to write and hard to sing because they're really true. So we as a family decided to, you know, put this on the album, and it's something I'm so proud of. But it's just like really hard. I can't sing it. It's hard to just emotionally deal with that song. You'll understand what I mean in like a couple hours. But question, how do you decide album titles? Kimberly O asked. Thank you for asking this.
Ah, that's a cool question, actually.
So I
would like to
decide
know
an album
this.
title based on something that I feel like has a nice ring to it and has a theme. I basically like to plan an album like I'm planning some type of prom or something. I like to think of like how the shows are gonna look and how the album imagery is gonna look and the colors involved with it. Like, it's very mood board how I go about.
I like that. That makes a lot of sense now you think about it, right? Because Taylor's albums aren't just a name. Like, they are a theme. every single album feels like a theme. And even when she looks back at them, she says like what emotion she was feeling and what words and colors the album represents. So that makes so much sense now she says it.
You know, I write the music and then I really try to think of like, what's the title that would best describe this? The only time I've ever started with a title was Reputation. That was the first thing I knew, that the album was going to be called Reputation, so I wrote the songs around the title. But with this album, I actually thought that the title of this album was going to be Daylight for a few months. But then I wrote Lover, and I was like, that's the title. Because the album sort of started to organize itself in a way that made sense that song would be the flagship song of this album. It's a really romantic album, but it's also an album that celebrates love in all of its complexity, not just, you know, flowers and sunshine.
That's where I just sit here smiling for all of these reactions, like
patchwork
big
quilt
cheesy
of emotions
smile
that go into any sort of love that you feel. Guys, something very exciting is about to happen. We have a special guest with us. So I am so...
Hold on, because I feel like this is the spot. This is halfway through. This is the spot where we kind of need to finish. If we watch the special guest, then that means next week is going to be really short. So I feel like I need to stop here. I'm going to have to stop here. It's going to have to be done. Which is really annoying because they're put into like chapters, but that feels like a really weird place to stop, and it's really annoying. But I can't do the entire video in one. It would be like a 50-minute long reaction with like the pauses and stuff. Maybe even longer. I mean, we're already half an hour and we've only done 50 minutes of content. So I had to split it up into 2 parts. I'm annoyed that isn't a better part, but that is like pretty much the midway section of this video. And the next section goes on for a little while. So if we watch the next section, the next week's part is going to be tiny. So I feel like in terms of continuity, we have to stop there, even though it feels like not the best place to stop. So I do apologize. Please don't hate me. I love that she was so open to share her journal entries with everybody. Like, that is incredibly personal. Something she wrote, like feeling these different emotions at a younger age, something like that is that personal, she just shared with the world. I would not be comfortable sharing my journal entries at all. You know, my diary things. Like, not even a little bit. Luckily, I didn't really write much in my diaries when I was younger. So I think I've got like 5 pages. But I think the only time I ever wrote anything down was when I was angry, which is just such a shame. I feel like it should be encouraged as like a journal entry to not be something that you vent all your negativity into, because then when you're older, you're just going to look back at something and just like it's just full of negativity. I like how Taylor approached it, more like putting all of her mind into it, you know, her like young years, and venting all of that out on the page, but not negative, just like everything she's feeling. And it also shows that even a 13-year-old Taylor's mind was creative, because the way she spoke felt intelligent and creative and artistic in a way, you know? It had that kind of feeling to it, which I find insane, that even at such a young age, she was writing poetry in the form of sentences, you know, just normal, casual sentences. Just talking about her day somehow felt like it. Do you know what it feels like? It feels like it's not real. That's what Taylor's diary entries feel like. It feels like they are the diary entries that someone would write for a movie character. And a movie character would sit down and read their old diary entries. You know, dear diary, blah, 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 blah. That's what it felt like. But it's not. It's actually real. It's actually Taylor. Like I said, I don't mean it in a negative way, but she is that cliche movie character. And I don't mean that in a negative at all. If anything, I mean it in a positive, because we watch all these movies, we see all these characters, we never feel like they're real people. And Taylor showcases to all of us that they exist, that people like this exist, that they are real. And I kind of love that, you know? I think it's awesome. I really do. I love that. I love how personal she is, how open she is. I bloody love it. I'm looking forward to seeing who the special guest is going to be as well. What song the live performance is going to be. If it's multiple songs, I'm looking forward to next week too. I feel like this is a really good idea, like celebrating the album launch with Swifties in this colorful room that's like dedicated and themed around the Lover album, and just having her be open and honest, doing a Q&A and reading diary entries. It just feels very Taylor. You know, it really does. It feels like everyone's been invited over to a sleepover at Taylor's house. You know, that's what it feels like. It has that kind of element. Everyone's so young. The Swifties in that crowd make me feel old, like big time. I swear I'd be the oldest one there. Everyone looks like they're literally fresh out of high school. Everyone looks so young. I was like looking around like, Jesus. I swear it definitely didn't feel like this at the Era store. But when she was like, we got people from all over, I was like, really? My word. Am I old? I swear I don't feel old. That's funny. That's funny. We all know it's not true. We've all been to the Era store. Well, we've all seen bits of the Era store. A lot of us have been there. You've all been around. We're all Swifties. We know that the community is vast and expanding and has people from all ages. So I think there's a demographic going on. That was really pretty awesome. I'm really excited for next week, if I'm being honest. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing the next parts because this is really fun. And I can't believe I missed it. I didn't even know what this was. When people said react to Taylor Swift's Lovers Lounge, I was like, what is Lovers Lounge? Is it like the BBC Lounge thing that people ask me to react to as well? Is it like a live concert performance? A lot of people still ask me to do all the album reactions. It's a tough one when we've done all the live performances. So going through the album reactions could be interesting. Maybe we could do it. Like the full audio reactions, start from the beginning and go all the way to the new ones and do like the audio versions or the lyric versions, that sort of stuff. Maybe we could do it. I don't know how many people would be interested in that considering we've seen the live versions, but obviously the audio versions are going to be different. So maybe that could be an idea. But I guess that's where my reaction ends. I hope you all enjoyed it. And let me know what your favorite part about this was, what your favorite question and answer was. And let me know, do you have a question you would ask Taylor? Or do you have something, a little bit of information you found out about Taylor that you want to share with people you think is like really cool and interesting? Go check out the Grammys video we posted on Tuesday as well. It's done pretty well. It was a lot of fun to record. And I wanted, the Super Bowl apparently is tomorrow, right? So there'll probably be a Swiftie Explained video going out about the Super Bowl. And I'll do a reaction to that on Tuesday. I guess I don't really follow the Super Bowl as a British person, but I'll be rooting for the Chiefs simply because of... Well, it's obvious. So there you go. Anyway, I love you wonderful people. Have yourself an amazing day and an amazing weekend. Do not forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment to support these videos. And that's it from me. Have an awesome weekend. And as always, my friends, you will see me in the next video.